Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Well, my name is Crystal Myers-Barber, and today is July the 16th, 2025. And I just want to show you what happened with President Trump. Actually, yesterday he was approached and he spoke to reporters. He took questions from the press, and he was this was a day ago at Joint Base Andrews, July the 15th. What we have going on here is just a lot of upset, a lot of division that's happening with MAGA. And I want to make sure to cover this. And I'll tell you why is because I see I'm frozen here. I read Trump's Truth Social post, and we're going to go over this. And I saw it, and I was like, okay. And everybody was talking about that. I have it pulled up, but I want to show you this first. So I'll be right back after I show you this. I have it queued up because it's actually a 19-minute video, and I may come back and actually play more of this because I want to show more. He's talking about AI. He's talking about a lot of things. But a reporter asked him directly about Jeffrey Epstein, and this is what he had to say. Thanks for tuning in. Also, thank you for watching the replay. Make sure to also share this video.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible.
Then you see Stephen Miller just dying laughing in the background.
Credible, I would say let them have it.
Mr. President, a question on AI.
And then that is really, I've had to watch this like so many times. I'm just trying to look at all the, angles about it. Like I said, I'll probably come back and potentially show, more. But I can tell you, I don't think that a lot of people understand this, what, is going on. And then he put out this Truth Social post today, and I want to show you this pretty detailed, pretty, well, the word is damning, I guess, is the best way I can explain this. And so in case you didn't see it, and see, I saw this first. I saw this Truth Social post, and I guess this came out the same time frame. Let me look and see. The 16th. No, that today. Okay, so that interview was yesterday, and then he rolled this out at 6:43 a.m. his time today. And it basically has been covered by the mainstream media. They're really having a ball with this. So he goes on to say the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier. I mean, and you got to agree with him on all this. He's been naming all those names: the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from Hale, which the Dems swore had come from Russia, but he's telling where it came from. And I might skip down and because it's quite a book. It's quite a bit. But if you go down and it says that their new scam, and he's talking about all those people, the Democrats and the people who, crooked Hillary and all them, they're basically, I'm just kind of skipping down. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this. He just writes the whole word out: bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson, and they probably never will. And even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. And so he's kind of just saying a lot of stuff here. And then he goes on at the bottom, he says, the Jeffrey Epstein hoax again. How do you lay this out? It says they want these lots of long sentences going on here. They haven't learned their lesson, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will. After being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years, I have had more success in 6 months than any president in the country's history. And all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is a Jeffrey Epstein hoax. So basically, when I had read that earlier today, I kind of could understand some of what he was maybe, trying to get at. And I was like posting on X about it. Basically, Trump put out this Epstein hoax, and he's basically was kind of looking like all this stuff that they're talking about is distracting and discrediting his term. Much like I just said, COVID, that swept away all of his accomplishments on the first term. And I see this Epstein situation being more of a focus point and a takeover of what, President Trump is doing for our nation. Instead of the news rightfully reporting Trump stopping wars, bringing global peace, fixing the economy, bringing jobs back to America, securing the borders, deporting criminals, showing wasteful spending, through Doge. People are just fixated on this Epstein stuff, Epstein. And so I was kind of thinking, okay, yeah, there's a hyper focus here. He's getting very upset about it, and it's derailing MAGA and dividing supporters. And, we just see a lot of fallout. So I was like, okay, I understand this. So I was posting about that, on my X account. But then I saw that interview, and I thought, oh my goodness.
I want Americans to think about it. Are you concerned about job loss or privacy?
It's not that much of an option. Right. Scott's been great. He's been terrific. He did a good job.
I just go back to that little part where it's like the 11-minute marker right around here. It's kind of confusing.
Conductors and Jim.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And
okay, so what we understand that this person, Epstein, is connected to many evil deeds. We have the fall of Harvey Weinstein. We have Ghislaine Maxwell serving 20 years in prison. Now her legal team trying to get her out because of some of this stuff that's coming out. Les Wexner of, Victoria's Secret. We have Virginia Guffrey, who was a victim that recently was, they said suicided in April. Prince Andrew, we have a lot of big names. We have a lot of names and a lot of stuff that came, like President Trump said, a lot of the stuff did already come out, and they want more of stuff to come out. So I was thinking, okay, they are trying to, really lie about the list, like Lolita Island, Lolita Express, I'm sorry. And maybe they'll make up another like Russia hoax. Maybe they'll do that same idea with the Lolita Express, the list, the files, whatever, the island. I mean, the subject, and then you got the other angle. And so what I feel like, it's such a hot topic subject that is so dangerous. And there's so many players involved, big names, as I've just named, that's very dangerous. And it's such a hot, dangerous topic that people were removed from their platforms, big and small, back in 2021, even after the election. And so they wanted to bury this so much that they redid the whole temple, the whole island, and they gutted it and renovated it. And so there's just so much around this. I mean, I'd like to see Hillary Clinton still be convicted from the deletion of the 33 emails and the hammers and the servers and all that stuff. I mean, you know, we didn't see justice with that. We didn't even see justice with that kind of thing. The DNC server missing, Seth Rich's murder. There is a lot connected to here. We, you know, with Julian Assange and with WikiLeaks, and much of this already has come out in 2017 and 2018. We did find out a lot of information, and then it just continued. And we just learned quite a bit. We know that this topic is having the potential to take over all of everything that President is accomplishing right now. This is all the people in the news want to talk about it, and I'll prove it to you. I will prove it right now. We will just take a look at something that I want to show you that is happening. And so if you just put a Google in, and I did it, I was like, I wanted to see, you know, what was happening with these top stories. And so let's see if I can bring you over here to this. Bear with me. We're moving into a new day. It's now the 17th of July. It's after midnight here. So it's a late nighter, having a great time. Decided to go live no matter what my computer was doing, even though it's doing its little spin thing. So let's see here. So basically, this is, you know, right now, you just put a Google in, Trump disavows. This is how they're spinning it. I don't feel like this is really true, but this is how the news is spinning this. They are going to town on this. I mean, it's almost like Trump can't not say the right thing, and he says too much. I don't really understand everything. Trump disavows supporters pushing Jeffrey Epstein, and then they didn't type the word BS out. I don't want their support. He did not say that. Absolutely not. Then the Daily Beast, and that was NBC News, the Daily Beast, Trump's Truth Social plea on Epstein sets an embarrassing new record. NPR, Republicans are calling for transparency into Epstein's probe. Trump lashes out. We know that something else that is really weird happening where Democrats were voting for the files to be released. And Maxwell is saying she's going to testify in Congress. So this is just really hard to keep up with. CNN, you know, bad-mouthing Trump even more about this, using this to go after the supporters and everything. So this has turned into a big situation. And another thing we have is that Trump announces agreement to end House floor revolt over crypto bills. They were going to vote on the Genius Act today. Hey, honey, did that pass? Okay, no, it didn't pass. They're going to vote tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to go through this again. And so we have the potential, because Trump has also stated he would like for America to be a leader in crypto, the biggest, oh gosh, I can't remember how you put it, the biggest cryptocurrency, digital currency, you know, us, America, in the world. And so they're going to vote on that tomorrow. So we have potential of, you know, a lot of change with digital currency. There's a lot on the table here. And President Trump is under a lot of fire for his words that he's used with Epstein. And so, but there's so much more going on. I mean, at the beginning,
Incredible information.
I want to show you, he's in the beginning of this video here, bring this back over. We're going to all watch how a president should walk down the steps. You know, it's like, okay, wait a minute, he makes it, but, and then he he has this is a strong opening with just talking about AI and what I think it was Pennsylvania today. Let me see.
And energy, certainly a change from what they call the Steel City there on the western side of that Commonwealth. You can see him potentially going to ask and answer some questions. So he's going to approach the media. We will listen in to what he says here on Live Now from Fox.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Doug. Hello, everybody.
President?
How are you? We had a big day in Pittsburgh. $92 billion, but it's going to be closer to $100 billion. It's going to be invested by the biggest financial people in the world. And everybody there, from Larry Fink to everybody else you can imagine. And it was a really great day and a very productive day. I think we're over now as a country, we're over $15 trillion of investment, and there's never been anything like that. In the history of our country, there has not been anything like it or even close. So, okay, do you have any questions?
Mr. President,
The Indonesia deal today. You announced the Indonesia trade deal today. How many more trade deals beyond the letters will you announce before August 1st?
We're working on probably 5 or 6. Of the 5 or 6, I'm not sure I really want to do them. You know, you want somebody that knows how to negotiate. But we'll probably have 2 or 3. You know, we insist on opening up the country, which is a big deal. Indonesia was great. He's a great president. And we made a terrific deal where they opened up the entire country to trade with the United States. We weren't allowed to go in and trade. I think something similar will happen with I would say, India. And we have a couple of others. But
We have Indonesia, India opening up to trade with. I mean, it's really something. And that's a lot. So instead of the news bringing these types of accomplishments up, they're still just talking about that Epstein situation, which really is dangerous. I mean, like I said, it's such a dangerous, hot subject that people are getting suicided. And President Trump knows this. I don't know why I'm frozen up, but I'm going to keep talking. President Trump knows this. He knows what this is at stake. I don't feel like he's guilty at all. Like, I don't feel like he's I think he's just protecting America. It's like, I'm just looking at the bigger picture here. And we have a lot of haters that are rising up. Tucker Carlson is one of them, probably going to run for president in 2028 and probably going to join with Elon Musk's group with the America, new party. And Trump hasn't posted a darn thing since July the 4th. He is not posting on Truth on X at all. He's only posting on everywhere else, Facebook, YouTube, Truth Social, but he has totally left the building. He is not posting at all on X. So I'm probably going to wrap this up because I've become the frozen chosen here, and I don't know why I'm frozen so much. But I want to also leave you with a psalm. And I was reading this earlier because we really need to stay in the Word. But in Psalm 93, it talks about the Lord, how he reigns, and he's clothed in majesty, and he's clothed in strength. And he girds himself. It says he girded himself. And so I was kind of looking into that, like what is that? What's girding himself? It's like the Lord is saying, it's part of, it's like a belt or a band. It fastens, it surrounds, and it circles. So we just picture the Lord having his majesty all around, having this strength all around, and he's just girding himself in this. And it says the world is established, that it cannot be moved. So we know right now we are in a window and an opportunity of God's glory to shine. And there are lots of incredible things happening that we need to see beyond what the enemy, the devil, the God of this world, which is Satan, is trying to masquerade. And we need to look beyond that so we won't get stuck. And go down those paths of, you know, just uneventful thought processes, because we have a president here that is America first. He is helping us. Like he said, last year we were dead in the water, and we see an administration that is really performing well. I mean, we have the right people in place. I like Pam Bondi. She fired James Comey's daughter today. I almost forgot to tell you. And this was really big. This happened today. Pam Bondi fired Maureen Comey from her job as a top Department of Justice Manhattan prosecutor. This is big. We are making strides here. We also have Homeland Security every single day setting the story straight with the arrests of all these criminals that have come over the border. You know, they said 21 million. We have way more than that, but many of them are just so evil, and the attacks on our ICE officers have risen 800 and something %. I mean, this is just insane. So we have a lot of good happening, but at the same time, we have the enemy trying to come in and, you know, hide the good and masquerade and say, make people think, oh, Trump is, you know, he's guilty, or he's not exposing the list, and he's saying that it's boring, and, you know, maybe he's trying to save his own ass, and maybe it's so dangerous and the subject is so dangerous that he just has to try to get everybody off the subject. Because if you were watching earlier, I was naming all these names, these big players. These people are no joke. They're not small. They're billionaires, and we're all caught. And we saw the dominoes begin to fall with Harvey Weinstein and Hollywood. So we saw this. We have evidence of it. We know how big this is. It's not just one little thing. And so they're gonna keep this going. They're gonna keep this whole story as long as they can. And that's, I think, what Trump means when he says the Russia hoax. They're gonna kind of keep people on this. So I don't know. I'm just going to look at what is being accomplished. I'm going to look at the fruit of just kind of like, you could just say the fruit, which is the real stuff that's tangible that I see, like how safe am I, and the border is secure. And like I said, we have the administration is not going anywhere. And we had to get through the weekend thinking that Don Bongino and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel were going to be like fired because of the fake news that was going around with big influencers, may I add. So we had to get through that. So now it's time for us to really put on the full armor of God that is mentioned in Ephesians 6, and really be serious about this, because we need to pray like never before. We have an enemy. We really have enemies. We have other countries that hate us, and they're trying to take certain states, and they have done some. They've really moved in some areas, and they're trying to take New York City and Minneapolis, and there's lots of evidence out there. So Iran is, very serious, trying to move in with that. So we have to really be strategic and continue to uncover the darkness and understand that we're in a very serious time. America has a chance. We have a president is putting America first. Right now, he believes in God. He is a Christian, and he's also inviting other faiths. And so he's trying to keep the peace. But we know that America's in a time where I feel like it's a grace period where God is shining his glory upon us. And we have a chance to really go up and soar in this digital currency that's potentially coming on, that will be backed and, backed by banks, and maybe be offered again, because it was offered at once upon a time. They were accepting Bitcoin and had that up on sites where you could pay, and it may be coming back again. So the Democrats don't want that. We know that the left, the deep state, or whatever you want to call it, They want us to have nothing, to be happy. And this will destroy their plan that they are working so hard with. And the President Trump, he's like pushing through that, trying like, no, we're going to pass this act. America is going to prosper. We are going to be the golden age. We are going to be the crypto leader of the world. We are. He says we're going to have the golden age. And he just keeps decreeing it. He keeps declaring it. I think he's just frustrated with this whole Epstein thing, because he knows where that is. He knows where that looks is going. And I see a lot of people on social media very divided on the subject, very disappointed. Like they're literally the people that say, I don't, believe that they're putting Trump so high up on a pedestal, like he's God. And they're the same people that want to knock him back down when he's not trying to be God. He's like just trying to be normal, I think, and just get all this attention off. It is a very dangerous subject. So he can't just spill the beans and just name all these names and let the files be released. I mean, of course, every one of these devils need to go to prison, be prosecuted and everything, and they won't get away with it. This is not the only life they will live. Believe me, once you pass out of this life, you will die and you will go to your destiny. And so everybody that thinks they're going to get away with this is wrong. You're not going to get away with it. And my last part that I want to mention is I am going to have a guest on within the next few days to help people. I'm going to be there too, that are trapped in the enemy's plans. You're trapped. You could be an influencer and you could be saying, how do I get out of this, without getting killed by the cartel? How could I get out of this addiction? You just think I'm so stuck here in such a dark, deep, dark place. I need help. Well, I have answers, and I'm going to have Doc Mike Yeager on with me. We're going to be talking about the supernatural realm, and I'm going to explain some of the most incredible things that I've seen happen just recently. And he's going to talk about some incredible ways to break your chains off of addiction, or if you're just in fear, you're just frozen in fear, and you just are so afraid, you want to go a different route. I sense that there's people that want to get out of where they are and the path that they're on, because they know it's just deep, it's dark, they're with the wrong people, but they don't know how to break free because of fear. You're just really afraid. We're going to help you in this next broadcast, in my next video that is coming in the next few days with Doc Mike Yeager. I've had him on before, but that's before they restored some of my platforms. We're going to come on, we're going to be back and explain how to be set free, how to break your chains, how to get out of this addiction, how to stop being frozen in fear and live the life that God intended you to live. And so we're going to be back soon. I'll be making that announcement on my channels so that you can be notified and see this next upcoming video. Well, God bless y'all for watching. Listen, don't be in fear right now. Just know that God is in control. He has put President Trump in the White House for such a time as this, and we will be the golden age that I think we need. We will have God's glory upon us. And sometimes it looks really dark. There's a lot of disasters that are happening, but just know that God is preserving us to accomplish His amazing will. So if you're here right now and you're still watching, good news. God loves you. He cares about you, and He's going to touch you. His presence is coming over you, and you will live, and you will move, and you will have His being. You will do what God has accomplished. Just be steadfast. Persevere, don't give up, no matter what. Just keep going. And so I want to leave you with those final thoughts. Well, God bless y'all. Jesus is my Savior. It's not just my King. He is my Lord, the Lord of my life. And so in Matthew 6:33, it says to seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added. And that is an incredible life verse to live by. That's Matthew 6:33. Be encouraged in the Lord. God bless y'all. Thank you so much for watching. And I will be back very soon. I'm so excited for my next guest. Thank y'all for watching. God bless.